everybody. What we're doing today, we're going to talk about let's be the bank, right? So what we're going to go into is our real estate portion. And remember, what we always are doing when we're diving into investments and now on that side of things, remember, we're working with the three-step process, okay? The first one is cash flow management. We want to make sure everything that you're working with, every dollar has a name. You want to make sure that your bills are now business expenses. Okay, you want to make sure all of those things are in place. You have a good, firm financial foundation. Okay. The second thing is we want to do business income. Why? Because it's taxed less than your W-2 job. Okay. So we want to start earning business income. Every person should have some form of a 1099 into their portfolio. Okay. Now, the third thing is on the investment side. That's our third step, right? And generally, we talk about a 3-6-9 process. 3 days or less, we're going to help you increase that cash flow, right? That's the first one. And number two, we're going to make sure that your business income gets into place, and that's in 6 weeks or less, right? So the next thing is in 9 months or less. Make sure that you understand terms and definitions so that you can best invest into the right places or talk to the individuals that you're trusting to invest for you, okay? So let's go ahead and jump into that. Matter of fact, let's look at a couple of testimonies. All right. So I first wanted to show you just a few testimonies so you can see how the firm foundation starts with the finances first, right? It starts with understanding how money works because majority of the times what we do is we say, hey, I need more money for this. I need more money for that, right? But the thing is that the more money doesn't really do anything because the systematic way that you have with most finances, I'm not sure yours, but hey, most times we just don't have the finances in place. So we go and get an overtime, right? And then the taxes just kill us, okay? Then we go get a second job, right? And then what we have to do is we may have to pay for a child care, extra gas, and then of course taxes as well. Okay, so what I want to do is to show you on the end while we're looking into the real estate side as Real University. What we do is we try to focus and show you how to change your mindset about things, because most times what people do is they go ahead and find a piece of property and they want to flip it so they can go ahead and get that cash, right? Or they want to get that 3 months down, they want to go, but the thing is, hey, let's go ahead and create some assets so that you can do a long term and while also creating upfront income at the same time. That means let's be the bank, right? Why would you flip a home that you could have forever, right? A home that somebody's going to be paying you and your children's children forever. Okay. So let's go into it. Let's look into what we're talking about. All right. I hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everything is going really well for you. And today, if you're watching what we're doing, this is the Real University, and really what we stand for: renewing excellence and advancing leadership. Okay. Because what we're able to do is you're able to pursue any purpose using our systems and frameworks. So no matter what it is that you're trying to do, whatever the end goal is, you can achieve it. Okay. You don't have to worry about how you're going to get there, because you're going to have a systematic way of doing it. And that's the Real University. Renewing excellence and advancing leadership. You're going to know exactly from start to finish. Okay, what is it that I'm going? Where is it that I'm going? What is it that I'm doing? Right? How can I get here without bumping my head over and over again? Right? So that's what we're doing. And how we do this, we start with a simple process. Right? But the biggest thing is that, hey, Mike, I don't have any money. My credit is shot. So how do I start? So what we do is we show you a simple formula called cash asset cash. It's where we simply find a little small amount of cash, then we turn it into an asset that's going to produce more cash for you. Okay. And if you were unaware, that it's Uncle Sam that can actually help you get started. And we'll show you more about that later. Okay. So, like we say, you take a small cash investment, create yourself an asset. That asset is your education and information. You might say, well, Mike, how does that create for me? When you know how money works, you can produce more of it, right? You can increase your cash flow. And so, what we do is continually repeat that process over and over again. That produces for us cash flow freedom, right? Because that's what we're all looking for: a way to live right now, and a way to live, make sure our next life is good, right? That retirement lifestyle. Okay. And what people do, they highly suggest, the experts, they say, hey, you should have anywhere between 12 to 15 times the amount that you want to live on in an account, getting at least 8% a year. Can you imagine? Right? Are you there? Let's help you get there. Like we said, it's a 369 total transformation. You got 3 days or less, cash flow. We're going to add cash flow to you without selling, not pill, potion, lotion, wrap, tea, any of those. Okay, 6 weeks or less. It's time to start to create some business income. Let's multiply your cash flow. Okay, so we are adding to it. Now we're going to multiply. Now we're going to exponentially grow your cash flow by understanding terms and definitions so that you can have investment income in 9 months or less. That's the 369 financial total transformation. Okay. And what do we do? How do you start to increase that cash flow? Because that's the biggest thing. We go get a second job, we go do this, that, and the other, we do all these things. Really doesn't have anything to do with our passion or our purpose or anything like that. It's simply because we don't have the tools. Right? Let me show you what those tools are. We're going to simply, number one, correct your W-4, because majority of the times it's filled out incorrectly. And now what we're going to do is show you, because now you're going to become a home-based business owner, so that way you're going to be able to change your bills into business expenses. So now some of that money that you've been sending out check after check, right? Payment after payment, every month. Now some of that's going to start coming back to you, right? You do realize there's a big gap between your gross and your net. It's about 30%. And they take that because you're uninformed about taxes. Okay. So we're going to teach you to become informed so that you can use that money right now. Okay. And then as we are creating extra cash flow, now we want to apply the cash flow to get another car. No, it says cash, asset, cash, right? Not cash, then trash, right? So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and apply that toward debt elimination. And we have a snowball system for you that will show you how to eliminate debt faster than you thought possible. Okay. And then the personal credit, because without great personal credit, now you're paying penalties, which is interest, right? You're paying those penalties in the arena of 15, 20, 25% sometimes. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to get better personal credit. You're going to get into the 750 club. When you get into the 750 club, now you got less of a penalty. And now you're eliminating debt as well. So we're going to eliminate all penalties eventually, right? Okay. So now we're going to work on reducing the taxes. All of these things that we're doing is increasing your cash flow. When you reduce the taxes, the 30% that they're taking you from your job, right? Every time you get paid, they're taking 30% because they feel like, hey, you don't know what you're doing. So we're going to make sure we get ours off top, right? So now we're going to show them what we know what we're doing. We're going to reduce that taxes. We're going to reduce those taxes, get it back into your household to be able to apply it toward, your college, your kids' college, or a good vacation, or whatever these things may be that you like to do. Okay. So then we're going to what? We're going to use the remaining as we free more cash flow up this way. We're going to start investing. We're going to make sure now that our money is making money for us. So now, this is how it works. We're focusing on a real estate side. Okay, remember, we're talking about being the bank, because most times when you're hearing things, you see people flip a house or wholesale, or nothing against that. But what I'm saying is this: where are you in your journey? Okay, are you getting cash when you should be establishing cash flow? Okay, let's talk about it. Now, the investor Stephanie is buying a house to fix it up and resell for a profit. Okay, so she's going to resell the home. This is generally what people do, right? So, because of the nature of the deal, though, because we're working with rehabs, okay, so we're finding properties that are in bad shape, needs a whole bunch of different things, right? It's just in disarray. Regular banks are not going to loan on this. We will show you how to use a 10% leverage formula. What that means is this, right? If you want to control 200,000, I'm going to show you how to control 200,000 with 20. You want to control 100,000, I'm going to show you how to control $100,000 by just using 10,000. Okay. Then I'm going to show you how to get the 10 or 20. All right. So let's go into it. Now, Stephanie is going to do something else because the bank's not going to finance this type of deal. Okay. So we're going to go into private money or hard money lending. Okay. This is how it works. Private money, it can be simply as a company that has, income or funds that they're lending out for this type of thing, or it can be individuals like Linda. Linda had a 401k, plus she got a little business credit. And combined, now she's taking that money and loaning it to people who are rehabbing. Let's watch. Stephanie's rehabbing. Stephanie paid 100,000 for the house. She saw it. She can get $175,000 for it, right? So now Stephanie already has 35 in cash because we helped her to get what? A business line or a personal line or a combination of the two. Depends on where her situation was. Okay. Now, but she still needs to borrow the rest to get to the 100,000. Okay. So now she can text Linda. Linda has a 65. Linda has no problem with it because Linda also knows how to flip that home, right? So therefore, she's going to be in first position. So Linda says, hey, if Stephanie doesn't do well, I'm going to have the house. And there's plenty equity in this house, meaning the amount of money that I owe on it versus how much money that it's going to be worth. Okay. So it's plenty of equity in this property. So let's see what's going to go. Okay. Linda's cool with it. She's on first. So if anything happens, the property is hers, and she knows that she can get her money back. Okay. And if Stephanie does do well, guess what? She's going to get a high return on her investment. So let's click and see. Okay. Now, what we see here, fast forward about 12 months or so. Stephanie says, hey, I'm going to sell the house at 175,000 and try to make me some cash, right? All right. So let's look at what happened. She has $175,000 that she's controlling. Okay. So think about it. If the property increases, and she holds the property. Okay. She essentially took 10% of this 17,500 to control 175,000. See what happens is most people say, hey, I'm gonna do some stocks or I'm gonna put my money in the 401k. Hey, great, no problem with that. It has to be a balance, of course. But look at it this way. When you do those things, you're putting, let's say for instance, you put 17.5 into some stocks that you bought, right? So now that 17.5, you're looking for it to perform. To if it grows, if it doubles, right? That is what, 35,000? Okay. So now it's doubled. Now you got 35,000. How long would it take to double though? right? See, what we did was we took the same 17.5 and took control of 175,000. So when the market goes up, guess what happened? The money grows on my 175, okay? Not my 17.5. Got it. You got to get that, okay? That's why I say be the bank and don't kill the goose. Selling the house to get the cash, it feels great. You got cash, but you did it despite cash flow. Okay, see, cash is just a certain amount of time. It's a few $1,000s, few $1,000,000, whatever it is, but it's only going to last a certain period of time. When you have cash flow, meaning an asset that spits out cash after cash after cash, no matter what you do, as long as you take care of that goose, right? So now you are able to become the bank. And now what happens? Let's look at the profit that was made here, right? Stephanie did 175, and after everything, she put the money back. She gave Linda her money. She put money back onto her business credit card. All of those things, she still profited $35,000. Okay, that's huge. That's great. Okay. But guess what we want to do is either we're going to take that 35 and leverage it so that we can control 350,000, or we should have just kept this home right here so that we can continue. And what we would do is now we own it, right? So now we would take it. It's $175,000. That's what it's worth. That's what its retail value is, right? So let's not sell it. Let's just simply refinance that property. So that way we can refinance it, give Linda her money back, all right? And we can put a little money aside so that we can have savings, for the house. And that way the house takes care of itself. Okay, so now we're in a perfect position to go forward and have enough money to take care of everything. Okay, so as we're doing this, you can see how this process works. And remember, when you're doing this, you take three things: you got cash, collateral, and credit. Okay, and we'll show you where any one of those three things are missing, how to make it up. Okay. So that is an essential, right? How to for you to be the bank, right? And when you're able to be the bank, now you're able to create cash flow. And when you create cash flow, there is nothing that can stop you from continuing with your growth. Okay. So what I mean is this: now you have $175,000 property. It's completely fixed. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Right. And now you have what? You're going to take it and you're going to refinance it so you can give Linda her money back, the private lender, because it's a little higher interest rate. Well, it's a lot higher interest rate than a regular bank. So we're going to go to the regular bank, right? And we're going to refinance the property. Now we're going to give Linda her money, right? Now we can sit back. We have control of the property. Guess what we can do now, though? Now we're going to say we're going to put this house out for sale. Generally, what people do is this: they say, my home is for sale. You go to this particular bank, this particular lender, and get the money from the lender to buy my home, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse your philosophy on that, right? Because guess what you can do? You can be the bank. Now you have the money, right? A conventional loan says a person needs to put down about 20% in order to get the home. That's just conventional loan. Even a FHA, that's a minimum about 3.5%, right? So what we do is now you're going to collect anywhere between 10 to 20% down on your property. And when you do that, now you can collect, if it's a $175,000 property, right? You're going to collect anywhere between $17,500 to $35,000 down, and you keep the property. You then give that individual a mortgage, right? Or a note, right? That says, hey, I'm approving you. Now you owe me this down payment and this per month. And if guess what? If the things don't go well, guess what happens? It's foreclosed, just like a regular bank. You foreclose the property and then you sell it to another individual. You teach your children's children how to do the same. Now that property stays in your lineage. Is what? Because the word says, hey, you should be having something for your children's children, right? So now this just goes on down the line, right? So that's how you do those things. And that's what I wanted to present to you today, just so that you can see, hey, there's a different way than just flipping and wholesaling or whatever those things are. And if you like to get more information, we do these things in different formats, and we don't sell courses or any of those types of things. We have a membership so that anything that we teach, you can grab it and you can run with it and you can learn, and you don't have to learn on your own. Okay. So let's do what we came to do, right? If you say you want to get to a certain level in life, right? Here's a great strategy to do so. Okay. So once again, guys, Michael Holmes with the Real University. Real simply stands for you, right? But it simply stands for renewing excellence and advancing leadership. If you want to learn more about what we do, just reach out at www.purposepursuer.com. Excuse me, www.purposepursuer.com, right? What I'll do is I'll put that down here so you can see in the banner there, so you can reach out. And if you want to know more about being the bank, or if you want to know about the real estate side of things, you want to know how to get over there, how to get into the cash flow management side, from the business income side to the investment income side, so that you can know that you have a solid foundation, just reach out. Right? You can text 805-387-3639, and then I'll reach out to you right away. It won't be a marketing thing or anything, automation. I'll reach out to you right away and make sure you get started with the things that you need to get to your goal. Okay. So from here, guys, have a good one. And like I say always, I'll see you on the other side of purpose, because this side is just too easy, right? Become a purpose pursuer and get everything promised to you, because you were fearfully and wonderfully made. Peace. All right. Y'all have a good one. I see you on the other side. Peace.